in what looks, it could be like a repeat of what we saw in the Mpumalanga ANC conference. Former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede is in the running for the position of chairperson despite facing criminal charges. The ANC step-aside policy dictates that members charged with corruption must voluntarily step aside. She is set to go head-to-head with the current council speaker, Thabani Nyawose, for the top position. Now, the region kicks off the elective conference today, and we take you now to KZN, where we find our senior politics reporter, Ziyanda Ngcobo, who is in eThekwini. Ziyanda, I wish I were in your position. Exciting times for a journalist, but let me put the question to you this way, and that is that Zandile Gumede, competing for this position, she's already made it clear that she will not stand in the way of the ANC step-aside rule. If that's the case, some people in South Africa are asking, why even compete in the first place then?
Well, I tell you what, Oli, speaking to Zandile Gumede supporters, they'll tell you then that they are nominated, that she herself won't be anywhere near the conference this weekend. Let me start off by stating that. But she was the one who was overwhelmingly nominated by branches in eThekwini. How true is that in Tlagani Pontombela? Were they... you're shaking your head. I've barely even asked you the question. You seem to be saying, Banamanga, they are lying. So are you telling me that there was a deliberate campaign to see the return of Zandile Gumede as chairperson of eThekwini, despite the fact that she's facing charges, despite the unity and renewal program of the party at a national level, and despite what the ANC continuously speaks about, that being political morality?
Well, you see, let us correct one that at this stage, there is no candidate who can claim to have a majority support of the nominations.
Why?
Because the elections agent is still going to open the nominations. That we'll know tomorrow midday. Only then we'll know that you've got so many support nominated from the branches. So all the WhatsApps that are flying around, the faction of Thabani Nyawose, that's RRU, Renewal and Unity, and that of Zandile Gumede, are you saying to me that there's a possibility that Zandile Gumede could not even reach the threshold to be nominated? Is that what you're insinuating? We are not soothsayers. You can't preempt the outcome of the conference. What I can tell you that we've done with the pre-registration. There is normality, there are no tensions. We're dealing with the registration today. The conference is starting tomorrow. It's going to be a normal conference. Latest tomorrow, later in the evening, we'll be knowing who is the chairperson of eThekwini.
But let's talk about the implications then. If Zandile Gumede is nominated for the position of chairperson, she would return for a second time, but she would also be returning after having been asked to step aside for a lack of poor performance in 2018. What does that say about the caliber of the membership of the ANC in eThekwini, but also the efforts that the provincial leadership undertook in terms of renewing and unifying this region, which we saw was divided, so much so that it spilled over into the streets of Durban in 2019 for 3 months?
As an ANC member, she has not been suspended. So she has every right of ANC member to contest for any position at this stage. But let us not jump the gun that automatically, if she is nominated, she's going to win. That's a presupposition. We don't work like that in the ANC. If you have observed the processes of the ANC in the region, in the province, and in the country, we're clear on the renewal of the organization. We're clear on the rebuilding of the organization. We're clear in understanding the mammoth task we are facing post-November 1 local elections. we are clear on what kind of ANC you want to project moving forward. There is a process. I'm saying the outcome of the delegates tomorrow will affirm.
All right, so we'll wait to see then tomorrow, Mgambi, what will happen, particularly at the credentials phase. You know that this is when there's potential for conflict, especially in a region such as this one that has barely been meeting in terms of branches, that has had lots of conflict regarding that. But of course, if you read this interview the way I did, the nominations process, Oli, is going to be something to look out for, particularly then for the position of chairperson. Will Zandile Gumede then be able to be nominated, and will she ultimately be elected? Will it reflect what the party has been talking about when it comes to renewal and restoring the kind of caliber of a member that they would like to see in the organization? We'll have to see and wait until tomorrow.